Hi folks, welcome to Fransylvania. My name is Fran and I'm in the maple business. Well, today is go time. Look at that sun coming up over there. Right now we're on our way to the sugar bush, and they're forecasting temperatures today in the high 40s, so I expect to get some sap. I won't get a whole bunch of sap because this is the first thaw after many weeks of cold weather. So the ground is frozen, the trees are frozen, which greatly inhibits the tree's ability to take up and put up moisture, i.e. maple sap. So I'll get some sap, but I won't get a whole bunch. Best I can tell you is my nerves are on edge. It's always like this for the first run because I know I'm going to find leaks. I know I'm going to find issues and problems that I'm going to have to fix. Usually the first run is like our dress rehearsal, so to speak. We get our first run and then it gets cold again, like it will. But usually with this first run we find a bunch of problems that we need to fix for the next time the sap really starts running. So like I said, it's like our dress rehearsal run. So I'm gonna find some opportunities today. I'm sure of it. So we'll keep you in the loop. We'll be in the sugar bush in a little bit. Well, good morning again, folks. It's a couple days later. I managed to get my sugar bush started up the other day. I had some issues though. I didn't record it because I had some significant unsanctified moments. I got pretty impatient with things. So today is a colder day, which is good. I can go and I can fix some of the issues that I found the other day. I had quite a few leaks. I've got one large leak in one of my main vacuum pipes. I'm imagining that it came apart at one of the connectors. It's happened before. I just have to dig it out of the snow and reconnect it. There's a short section where my pipe crosses a path and I ride over it with like the four-wheeler and stuff, and sometimes it causes the one connector to come disconnected, which is no big deal. I just have to find the connector and dig it up and connect it. And I have another little issue with my vacuum pump. One of the main supply whoops, that's what happens when you lean on the horn. The main supply 2-inch pipe there cracked. It's PVC. I'm gonna have to replace that. I'll probably just use black iron pipe to replace it because that's what I have on hand, and it obviously will work better than PVC in the long run. So today I'm gonna go around and fix the issues that I found. One of the things I want to do is I want to bump this RO machine to make sure it runs okay. It's been a while since I started it, so I'm just going to bump it on and off. Looks pretty good. I don't know how much of that you actually caught. So that's good for now. There, I got that connection together. This had come apart from that part. From me driving over it, I pulled some slack back. However, I don't feel like uncovering that whole thing so I can get my slack back this way, so I just added a piece for now. I'll connect it the right way later. No sense making extra work for myself. Got to run to town and get some parts. Broke a fitting on the vacuum pump, probably just from vibration. So a little bit of a time waster. Okay, I'm back from town. Let's get the power on for the sugar bush. So here's my vacuum pump again. And the piece broke off that goes into those threads. This is the piece like this here. This was going in there. I've already got the threaded part out. So I'm going to replace that in there. First thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to take this piece off here and clean that little screen off. About the best I can do in the woods. I know I'd rather take it down and hit it with the air or something. I'm in a hurry. That sap over there is starting to run. It means I got to get this thing going ASAP. Sap is starting to run. We're losing production. All right, good enough. Put some of that on there. Okay, put that down in there. Looks good. Now, I'm just gonna put these together like this in hopes that any vibration won't translate to the bottom there, which is what cracked it before. So got some goop on the camera. Alright, I'm going to shove them two together. Yeah, baby. Shove it on in there. There we go. Okay, that's all put together, all hooked up. Now let's fire this business up. I got my main disconnect on, the breakers on. Obviously this is displaying hertz, which I don't want. So let's make this thing display amps like I like. There we are. Alrighty, fire in the hole. Why ain't it running? Because it's not in PU mode. Here we go. Now we'll go. What I usually do before it warms up is I keep this valve closed. Come on, Cameron. There we go. I keep this valve closed to the sugar bush just so that it can warm up. And I have a little piece here that's missing. There it is. There we are. Alright. It's just going to crank 100% vacuum for a while. This is a moisture trap. If I get a bunch of moisture coming in and it fills this up, it'll trip this float mechanism inside here and shut off all vacuum, because I don't want moisture or sap getting into my vacuum pump. That's bad news. Anyways, yeah, leave that closed for a few minutes until the amps come down. I started out at 31 amps, now it's already down to 26, so I'll leave that go for a couple minutes. Okay, we're down to 21 amps, so 21 and a half. That's pretty good. When it's fully warmed up on 100% vacuum, it'll be down more like 18 amps. So let's turn on the sugar bush. We got to do it real slow. If I just turn this on, it'll suck that float thing right shut. It's 130 CFM or thereabouts. Nice and easy. There, let that suck that thing down. Pump the whole sugar bush down. There's some air coming out. It'll take it a little bit to pump it all down. Of course, I can help it along a little bit by sealing this up. Probably have to go around and do some leak checks. This system isn't 100% yet. I'll probably have to go down to the other releaser and seal that up too. Well, I just got back from the other releaser over there. No problems there, but I got a big leak somewhere. I think I know what I did. I propped something open the other day and I forgot to close it. Only because I wanted the water to drain out before it froze up yesterday. Oh yeah. Why am I not riding a four-wheeler? Because the snow down in here is very deep. And I don't even think I can navigate this too good with the snowmobile, because there's so many trees and sharp turns and stuff, so I gotta hoof it. It's about 1,000 feet. Not too bad. Whew. So here's this releaser, and look, and lo and behold, I left the valve open. There we are. Here comes the sap. Sort of. There we go. It's coming now. It'll come. When this fills up with sap, it pushes this float up in here. And then it trips this guy. And it dumps it up. I still don't have a lot of vacuum built up yet. I've got some losses somewhere, which kind of baffles me because I really spent a lot of time on the sugar bush this year. Nothing's open, all my gates are closed. So I'm a little bit confused as to why it's having so much trouble building vacuum. Pump's doing just fine. Let's take a ride over and look at sugar bush number 3. This one is on the back side of things here. I managed to get a trail back through here with the snowmobile. This here is a steep hillside. And there's a tank right over there. This releaser doesn't look too bad. This is the first I put vacuum on it this year. As you can see, the sap coming in that unit there is a nice even laminar flow, which means there's no air bubbles in it, which means not very many leaks, if any. But for some reason, when I look at these doors down here, something's holding them open. Usually that's wind. So I gotta go look for the source of the wind. And plus it's not building a huge vacuum because it's sucking air up from the bottom too. So I gotta look into all that. All these issues I have to deal with when I first start up the sugar bush. Once everything's going and everything's all right, then I don't have to hardly come back here anymore. I've got 3 of these main stations with tanks. Probably wondering, why am I not using electric releasers? Well, someday when I'm rich and famous, I'll do the electric releaser thing. For now, this is what I've got. I wanted to do electric releasers this year, but I just couldn't put it in the budget. So for now, what I've got are, even though it's half buried with snow, I've got that Wilden air pump right there. That's what pumps my sap forward. I use compressed air, air diaphragm pump. I've got a few of those, one at each station. This sugar bush here, this is number 3. This is about 2,200 taps coming into this station. Well, here's the station that services sugar bush 1 and 4. Maple sap has a greenish hue to it. The camera makes it look really green, don't it? It's not that green. But I've got some wind coming in through here too. Those doors are held open. So I'm gonna grab our doctor's bag and go look for some leaks, do some leak checks. All right, so what we have here, we have a main line with these here are laterals. These go to the individual trees and they connect to the main line like I showed you before. Now this up here is a wet dry line, and what I have here is a sap ladder, and I'm checking for leaks. So one of my visuals is the sap ladder, if you look at it, is continuously flowing like that. It's not supposed to be. That means there's air in there. There's air bubbles in there. Air is coming from a leak. It baffles me how I'm getting so many leaks this year, because I poured over the sugar bush and I replaced all these drops, and I just spent a lot of time in here. But the only thing I can think of is there's some animal damage somewhere that I don't know about. So we gotta find it. Oh, there we got some damage. There's a crack in this tube. A tree fell on this, and I cleaned the tree off. A piece of that tree fell on it. Well, I didn't know it cracked the tubing. So what I got is some of this weather adhesive here. Just temporarily, I'm going to stick some of this stuff on here. My dad always used to call it dum-dum. I'm just going to shove some of that in there, and just for a temporary fix. I'm going to roll it up best I can. And try to seal it in there as best I can. There we go. It's getting plugged up now. There. Don't look too good. Still leaking a little bit right there. I'll stick another piece right there. Right in there. There. Looks kind of crappy, but it does the job. You might be wondering, why don't I have one of those automatic leak detecting and reporting systems? Well, like I said, I'm a small business and I have a budget, Every year I devote some money toward process improvements. Maybe that'll be my next investment. Every year it gets a little better. So I found some leaky main lines in Sugar Bush number 1. Here's number 10. Here's the last one. Line 10 in Sugar Bush 1. If you see the up through the tubing there, the sap is kind of blowing right up there on this ladder. It's not supposed to do that. It's usually when this part down here gets full of sap, it sucks it all up, and then it redevelops a vacuum down here. And then the sap kind of sits in the tube and the level slowly rises as the sap accumulates down here. It's not supposed to be blowing up constantly like that. So we have a leak here. So I'm going to go down 10 and come back line 8 and go down 4 and come back line 3 and look for the leaks that I have there. Whew, and by then it should be dinner time. Now as I'm looking for leaks on my lateral lines. These are the lines that connect to the individual trees. And here's the loop that it connects to the main line with. And if you look at the loop, you can see that the sap in there looks like it's standing still, which is good. If the sap was blowing right through there, then I know I have a leak. Sometimes you can hear it first, but you don't always hear the leaks. So here's a good one. The sap is just sitting still or moving very slowly, and that's fine. Just looks like a bubble, but that's not air. It's actually vacuum. And it's partially, the loop is partially filled with sap. Here's a line that has a problem. Here's my loop. And if you look, you can see the sap blowing right through there. So there's air pushing it. So we got to look for a leak on this line. Here's my doctor bag and see what we can find. I don't hear anything. That's my phone. We don't have crickets in the wintertime. Look at the line as we go along here. Sometimes it could be an animal chewed into it. It could be just a little hole somewhere. I don't hear anything. It's kind of tough up here because I'm right beside the field and the snow drifted up here really deep. And when I sink down into it, I go down in almost to my waist, and I'm a tall guy. Let's see. I don't see a problem with any of the taps. Oh, I hear something. I hear a noise. I hear a noise. Aha. Aha. How about that? I don't have a second tap on this tree. I think I did that on purpose. Well, let's go. Let's fix it. Temporary fix. Where's my little bag of goodies? Oh yeah. I got these little cap plugs here. So I'll just stick one of these on there. There, no more leak. I hear a leaker. There it is in front of me. Look at that. The reason why I didn't tap this tree, not even tapped. It's a maple tree, right? It's dead. That's why I didn't tap it. But what I should have done is come up here and take care of it. No, I didn't. Thought I got most of them, but I obviously didn't. So, let's take care of that right now. Here's my one bag of goodies. And I need this little pair of cutters right here. Okay. Here, no more leak there. That was my bad. This is one I missed. It's a perfectly good drop that I can save for if I find a bad drop somewhere else. There. Sometimes I can hear the leak way before I get to it. This line has a problem. I'll look at it in a second. But I see a leak right over here. Looks like... Oh! That guy there didn't get a drop put on him. And I have to do that. So, let me put the drop on. Put the drop that I just got from the last one there. Cut a fresh end on it. Alrighty. Oops, wrong way. Use my little hammer. There we go. So here's slash. Just have to. We're gonna go up here, I guess. I think. Or no, we're gonna go down here. These trees are down low, aren't they? So we're gonna go down here. That leak's fixed. Take that off. Now there's something wrong with that line there too. I gotta figure out what that's all about. Maybe nothing. It looks like an old flag. So maybe I fixed it already and I forgot to take the flag off. So far so good. Actually, the loop tells the whole story. Let's look at the loop. And the loop looks good. As you can see, the bubbles in there are staying still, so it looks like we're good. Still looks like I can just do this. Nothing wrong with this line. Oh, I hear another leaker. What's the loop say? Oh, the sap's blowing right through there, isn't it? So, I got a leaker here. So everything looks okay, but something's not right. That's good. That's good. What is that? I think I see my problem. How about that? Here's a tree that fell down, and it had a tap on it. And when I removed the old drops, like that blue one on the tree there that I replaced, I took the one off here too, but I didn't plug it. Because I didn't have any plugs with me. No more leak now. I had flagged a lot of these lines that I had to come back and revisit, but I missed a few, I guess. Here's a little squirrel nibble. Right there, gurgling away. Normally I'd put some adhesive on there, but I actually have the tools with me, so I think I can fix this the right way. Where's my little rope? There it is. Yeah, that's fixed. Sometimes I think I hear a leaker, but what it actually is a breeze blowing through the leaves on these little beech saplings. It sounds like a hissing noise. Sounds just like a leak happening somewhere. But this drop's okay. Or that lateral's okay, I should say, the loop. Alright, why did this pump quit? I have an OL1 and it tells me I have a motor overload. This did not happen when I had this running down below when I had this in my barn. So maybe I got to check some motor parameters and make sure they're right. That should not happen. I wasn't drawing that much current and it didn't get that hot in here, so maybe I got some parameters that need to be adjusted. So, well, let me reset this for now and let's start it back up again. 25 amps, 26 amps, that's not bad. I don't know what's going on there. But we got to check some motor parameters. Well, that's it for today. That's enough for me for one day. Time to say nighty-night. Time to go back to Happy Valley and get some dinner. So let's shut the power off to the sugar bush and yeah, look at this messy shop. Wow. Anyways, so you got to see a little bit of what's involved in doing leak checks and that type of thing. I have a lot more to do. I got some other work to do around here to get so that I can get my RO machine running on the processing the sap that I do have. Not too much. So now you can't see me, huh? There. Well, anyways, be sure to like and subscribe on this video. There will be more to come from this sugar season harvest. Have a good evening.